Bangor Police are investigating after a suspicious package was discovered along today's Pride Parade route this morning. Police said the package prompted officers to close multiple intersections in the area of Hammond Street and Main Street, as well as intersections between Harlow Street and Exchange Street. Bangor Police later said the package was cleared by the bomb squad and that the incident has been resolved. They're asking anyone with information to reach out to the detective's email that is at the top of your screen.